we live? Oh, gotta fix the preview. I wish you would just constantly stay on a higher quality, but hello, hello. So, to start off the stream, I'm just gonna showcase the finished product of what I had been working on last time. Oops, let's turn that off and save it. So that's the final piece. Again, not the best thing in the world, but also not the worst. So, um, I feel okay about it. There are some things I want to improve, but can't do that without some practice, right? So, that's the final product. And today we are just gonna. It's been a while since I've actually been working on some characters, so that's what we're gonna do. Starting from scratch, and really just going from here. I need my phone because I have a feeling I'm going to need some poses to be looking up. So the first thing I want, we are going to okay. I think I'm going to do this on two different layers. Why am I in red? Go. Alright. So, I'm going to start working on some concept art for some of the characters I am planning on showcasing. When I actually start writing and drawing. Let's make that face a little bit longer. Maybe not that long, but we can cut it short. For when I start actually writing my comic, which hopefully will be next year, if not sooner. That is the ultimate goal, is getting to a point of which I can... Something's wrong about that circle. Getting to a point to where I can actually start writing and drawing that out. But right now, we just gotta continuously do the basics. Okay, nice strong here. It's funny, even though I'm in a real drawing mood today. Talking, not so much. I don't really have a lot of things going on right now to just constantly rant about. I would. Hey, Bucky, welcome. I very quickly run up everything I can talk about because, again, I got so little things going on in my life other than work. That, and I just don't feel very like some people, they have so much going on in their life, and it's just like, man, these people can talk for hours. But me, I'm a very short and to the point kind of person. So once I run that topic, ooh, it's gone. All right, let's talk about me. Yeah, it's really hard because, you know, as a person who studied psychology, uh, a lot of my attention is towards other people, you know? So it's a big shift, uh, talking about myself when most of the time I was taught you need to shut up and listen more than you need to do as than you should be talking, you know. So if it's quite a bit of my personality that I am in general more of a listener than I am a talker, but I don't know. Like I used to consider myself a nerd until like a lot of people started out nerding me so badly. I was like, can I really consider myself a nerd? Okay. Would you rather ask me random questions? That's the thing though. It's like, uh, it's so weird. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, um, I guess the most, are they out nerding you or out geeking you? It would be out nerding me. Um, for sure. Geeking, um, I guess the way I always considered nerd and geek separate, where like nerding out is like you know a lot about something fictional, versus geeking out is like you're very smart and you know a lot of stuff that can actually be useful in real life, like computer science and programming. Um, that's the way I always saw it. So nerding out is definitely the better term to use there, in my opinion. Like I used to consider myself a huge nerd when it came to like comic books and everything, because you know I read a lot of them, and then I, you know, finally started going to conventions and realized, oh boy, there's a whole nother tier of nerds. like the first convention I think I went to was maybe 7 years ago. It was a Star Wars convention too, and I went with a girl. She actually did both of our costumes. She was quite talented in that regard. Um, and as much as I thought it was like really good, uh, there were people far more out nerding us, and that was the first real taste I had of, oh boy. You know, we we went as Dark Side. Well, I was Dark Side Luke Skywalker from uh, the books, and she went as Mara Jade. So we thought it was really cool, and we got there. We put like hours into these costumes, and then it's just like, oh, there are people here with like moving parts and like actual gizmos on their costumes. It's like, how do we compete with that? I don't know what pose I want this person to be doing. Well, I know he's going to be shooting a gun. But what is his legs going to be doing? Because I do want to add a second person here. But that'll be later. So I think it'd probably be best to stick with an open firing stance for simplicity. I'm probably going to have to do the other character on a separate project and then merge the two projects, just so I don't get too confused too quickly. Oh, you know what? If I have him in this stance, it won't make sense, the pose I want her to be doing. So, yeah, we're gonna have to probably do the exact same pose. I kind of don't want to do that. Let's see, because she is gonna be cut off for sure, and I'm probably gonna erase this part, but she'll be up here. No, she'll be higher, probably around right here. Do a quick one. This is not really official. And then she'll be kind of cut off. But her leg will probably be in the picture there. No, that's not how legs work. Kind of in this position, giving the notion that she is kneeling while she is firing the gun this way. So want this dude to be doing? That's as far back as I can go with my... So, the characters I'm drawing are, today, once again, main character. Obviously, you want to get in as much practice before I actually write the whole thing. If I'm going to be using him as the main character, he's the person I want to practice the most. But then the other person is a very crucial person. She is also going to be part of his team. But she is essentially a telepath as her power. But she is the only one that can truly understand the hero, or the protagonist. As the protagonist goes through stuff that not everybody can witness. I am stuck on this pose. I need to pick a pose and just kind of go with it. I've been here too long already. You have something like that, where he's possibly kicking something off the screen while shooting it. Kind of like kicking a zombie in the stomach and shooting it. Not necessarily that he, there's not really zombies in my comic book, but it's the idea. Gap creator, and then blasting. That is something that taught a lot in as far as gun control. I might be able to do something like this. Where he's kneeling as well. I guess so. Yeah, I guess technically, but like, I mean like infestation zombies. It's more of what I was talking about. What happened to my... Oh, there we go. Might be working on too big of a canvas for my poor little PC to handle. But I figured I might as well try a bigger canvas to get more details in. Oh, come on, come on. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, that one was a little bit quicker. Maybe my PC just had a little bit of a hiccup. So that's where the knee's going to connect, and the leg will come back a little bit longer. You don't want to do that. Something like that. That's probably not the right pose for the foot, but and these legs aren't making any sense now. This might just be a straight-on side kick. Getting a little hard to if it's a complete side kick, then I need to actually make sure that the dimensions are correct for the thigh. Alright, so making sure that my dimensions are correct, I've been using the measure tool. If I can remember where it was. This is it. Dudesy Cutie Patootie, welcome! What's going on here? Well, I am a person who is learning art, and this is my stream where I actually have time to practice because of my hectic schedule. So, welcome. and all criticism is welcomed here. And yeah, if I seem a little bit quiet to you, that is because my neighbors complain a lot if I am too loud during the nighttime. So I am still a little bit slow. Um, and I am still learning the programs as well. So there is a lot to uh, there's a lot to take in as a new person to illustration or illustrating. But you are more than welcome to chat with me as I draw. I am happy to answer as many questions as possible. If it pertains to close to my real life, or outside life, I should say, then I will probably be very vague. But other than that, just chilling, drawing, trying to get good enough to eventually one day make my own graphic novels. So you won't critique? Well, see, that's the thing. Even an extra pair of eyes is always good because it happened last stream. I forget when last time I streamed was. I think it was 2 days ago. I'm colorblind, and sometimes I put colors down that may not actually be the correct of what I'm trying to get at. And Vucky here was nice enough to let me know, hey, your color is green. So even stuff like that, is more than enough and extremely welcomed. When I first started this YouTube channel, I thought I was gonna get a lot of artists out there kind of coming in and knocking me for, being bad at art and being bad at proportions and whatnot. But thankfully, the few people that have, stopped by, and even those that have stayed, have been relatively helpful and kind in my journey. But when I first started the channel, I was fully prepared to just be hearing nothing but you suck. Because that's kind of all I heard whenever I actually started to try to do stuff. Whenever I tried to pick up drawing several years ago, it was a bad experience. But if you don't know how to draw and you're interested in learning how to draw, um, you're in the right company because everything I do here, I try to explain what my lessons and what I have learned have taught me in a way that others can understand. I am by all means not a teacher, but it's always good to know how to teach something that you are learning. That's huge. I, my main character is buff, but not that buff. That's still way too big. I've only been drawing Like again, I picked up drawing after failing the first time several years ago. I re-picked up drawing back in February. So, by all means, it is nothing short of impossible to pick up. But one of the main reasons I put this channel together was because I know that I was stuck at a point where I was just like, I have no idea where to start. I can imagine that others are too. So, uh, that's the whole reason for this channel. That's a good way to, Oh, nice! Well, I have a Twitter. It doesn't matter what kind of art that you draw. I would love to see it. So, by all means, follow me. At me whenever you put art, whatever. I love to see it. I learned from all forms of art, even though I am specifically learning how to draw manga style. And Vucky, my character's main job, is ironically IT support. We're just gonna block in a simple gun here. And yes, cutie patootie, dootsy, cutie patootie. Oh, that's a mouthful. I do agree with you that people should build each other up a lot more than they tear down, but it is unfortunate that my experience is quite the opposite. So, my motto has always been, be the influence that you have always wanted, and that is why I have tried to encourage as many people as possible. His gun is a revolver. I'm just going to add a small chamber there. %9 of this whole part of this is going to be covered up by the second person that's going to be joining in, but I think the skeleton is okay. And we can move on to the actually filling in the character. So we're going to call this body lines. And I do like to drop it to like 50%. Alright, so there we go. Maybe a little too thick. There we go. That's a good one. So we're still in the really messy stage. let's hope I got these shoulders right, because that is one part that I constantly, when I look back at my art, and I'm like, oof, I did not get the shoulders right. So I do have to account for his muscles. I'll be filling it in a little bit more. I should actually fill in his triceps a lot more. Well, the funny thing is that my main character does not start off the comic buff, but because of his ability, he becomes very buff very quickly. His arms may be too long. Let's see. Much as I don't like to use the this tool to determine perfection, that's about 4,000. I do like to use it to. Okay. So no, that arm is at least decently sized. Since I'm still new, I still do double guess myself on my proportions quite a bit. Especially because I don't use the how I used to draw, which was calculating the heads first. You trained your whole life and this dude just touched some fairy powder. Yeah, pretty much. As a person that used to work out a lot, I do envy my own character. As a person that has spent a lot of time in the gym previously to all of this nonsense in the world. It's quite annoying whenever anybody has like shortcuts. And I'm the person that people complained about had a shortcut to begin with, because I actually have a very fast metabolism. So it's very hard for me to gain weight, but at the same time, it's also hard for me to put on muscle. Oh, you want to see you want to see bad anatomy? You should go back and if you're on Twitter, you should go back and look at my older posts of my artwork. Oof, they are definitely not proportioned at all. And I am still trying to get to a point of what I consider realistic. Oof, my neck just popped. Like, I have absolutely zero training in anatomy or, classes beyond um, the classes I've recently been taking as far as drawing. And so far, they're they're good at explaining, you know, it's not necessarily getting exact because as an illustrator, you're just kind of making the illusion that you're drawing a body versus actually drawing out a real body uh, like a like a real person, I guess. Nope, that's not how arms work. I mean, cutie patootie, I knew nothing on anatomy, and I have just been going off of what my lessons have taught me. Um, as far as like how long should the body be for a standard person? How long should their arms be if you follow these rules? It's stuff like that. So it's been a lot of trial and error. Like even now, my waist is extremely small. I do that a lot. But it's a dude, so I can actually get away with that. And then I had another guy actually come in here. Like, I was still struggling with anatomy, but one of my other regulars, Gabriel, he kept pushing me to learn 3D figures or 3D skeletony, I guess you would say. And that's what these blocks are now. It definitely helps me with figuring out poses. It has been a tremendous help for sure. So, okay, I had to, I'm, let's see here. How long is this thigh? 270 versus 270? Okay. I guess that works. I started in February. Mm-hmm. February of this year. Oops, that's the wrong tool. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I have not been drawing for too long. Uh, Especially in comparison to a lot of the other artists that I follow on Twitter. I keep like I said, years ago I tried to pick up drawing. Uh, Before I got booed out of the scene, and I had never picked up drawing since then. I was like, I'm done. But due to circumstances, and more specifically how crappy my life is, I wanted to see if I could change my life by picking up a new skill. And years ago, I had attempted to write a comic with an artist as a hire, and they took my money and ran. So that kind of was on the shelf as well. And it wasn't until like February did I just kind of get fed up with constantly wanting my project to get off the ground, and that's when I said, all right, I'm going to put in the work for it. I don't care how late it is. Like for me, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. So this is the only time I really have to draw other than my lunch breaks. And yeah, I've just been drawing as much as possible over the past couple of months. Well, if you started that late, it's not that bad. Thank you, I appreciate that. I don't, I know I'm definitely not a master or anything. As it is, I just finished up my first real piece, like with actual shaded colorings and everything. I've had this problem with this foot perspective since my Samus fan art. Yeah, I mean, again, like my life is kind of filled with that stuff. So, but I try not to let that get me down. You know, you live and you learn. There's bad people out there, and there's greedy people out there that are just gonna take advantage of people that don't know better. So, just gotta roll with your punches. If nothing else, I want my channel to be at least an inspiration to those people that have given up on something the same way I did, or have never started something the same way I did, and you know, kind of just be that example of to, you know, keep going. Because I'm not guaranteed to actually be a good illustrator. I'm not guaranteed to write a good story. Whenever I start, you know, writing my books. So the least I can do for people is to show them that I didn't give up. So, and I started something new. So. That's kind of what I would want. Nothing else. How did gun work? Roll over, be something like that. Let's draw the hands first. Or the fingers, I should say. And I learned from my Samus fan art, these fingers need to be in cascading. Now the good thing is, like, yeah, I've been bullied by life, but because I have spent a lot of my life training in martial arts and self-defense, a lot of that, I don't lose a lot of confidence because of that. That is my one redeeming quality. Is that I can take a beating. Especially for being such a small person. I've also been into art block for months, for almost 6 months, but when I stumble upon drawing streams like this, I'm starting to regain my passion, and again, now I'm drawing right now. Nice! Thank you. Thank you. Like, that alone just, like, motivates me to keep going, because it's like, man, that's the whole reason, like, I'm even here. Like, I had talked to Vucky and Gabrielle before about this, like, I could probably learn how to draw a lot quicker being offline, because, you know, part of my brain power is, you know, trying to talk to you guys. But then I really wouldn't have much motivation for myself. Okay, so the fingers have to be like this. And again, if you have a social media, let me see your art, because, man, that would make my night. Okay, I know my fingers are all the same size. I'll fix that later. This is just the mapping, not some weird gorilla. The thing is, like, I also don't really consider myself a illustrator. I am definitely more of a writer. Had a little more practice actually writing and telling stories than I would say that I've been drawing. Yeah, thumbs on the outside. So, getting others to draw as well is definitely something I enjoy. so funny. I've used that tool for so long that I've keep going back to it. Oh yeah, dude. I feel you there. Uh, one of the whole reasons I was in martial arts was because I got bullied a lot, especially in middle school, high school. Uh, and then one day, one of my bullies found out that how hard I could hit. Then people just got scared of me. So it's a double-edged sword. Is it raining there? That is part of my stream. I it is a background loop in order for me to keep my concentration. And I felt uh, that it was a good calming thing for possibly people that are trying to sleep during this time. For me, rain sounds keep me concentrated, but for others, puts them to sleep. So it is definitely a part of the stream. I don't know if people like it, but it's definitely something that reminds me to stay focused because I have a very short attention span. And the erratic pattern of rain is one of those things that can keep me focused. Alright, so let's change colors. Let's change this to a blue as we start working out his clothing. I should probably actually do it on a separate layer in case I need to erase. But we're going to try it like this. Because I saw another person do it like this and I was like, oh, that's really cool. What type of martial arts are you doing? Well, unfortunately, I'm not doing any right now due to the stuff in the world. Can't really have physical contact. On top of, um, I have developed a few health issues that have limited my physical capabilities. So, um, no more martial arts as far as intensive training and life dedication as it used to be. But I was trained in Krav Maga. And you will probably hear me spew out some of the stuff I was taught during that time as like my own little motivation of my own little strings of motivation. Now I think I'm gonna go with that this time he's gonna have his mask on. So a lot of his facial features are going to be covered up. And I'm glad that you are enjoying the rain. That was one of the things that I was unsure about when creating my YouTube channel. But so far people have at least not noticed it or have complimented it. So I will take it. He has his motorcycle jacket because my main character drives a motorcycle. His original design was actually going to be that he wore a motorcycle helmet as his costume as well. But I figured oh right, he's gonna have a hood though. Don't know how to draw hoods. Uh-oh. Now I'm curious, cutie patootie. One of the things I always ask people that come on and drop by, how did you hear about me? Was it the YouTube algorithm or was it on Twitter? I'm curious because I have no idea how people are even hearing about me. Me being so small. And it does help me, you know, figure out what is working and what is not. It's not the worst hood in the world. then of course I gotta have his cargo jeans. Or cargo pants, I should say. Oh, that's right, cargo pants. They're not like jeans. Shoot. Cargo pants are way more baggy. I love cargo shorts. Or not cargo shorts. I never wore cargo shorts. I love cargo pants. As they are my ideal go-to street clothing. Probably not the, you know, the best fashion sense, but I feel like they are. Ah, okay. So, hey, I'll take it. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you that I was at least live when you were searching then, because I actually was having some internet issues today. The way I drew him kind of looks like Sub-Zero. I don't know if I should make this a little more looser. Something like that. Where's the center line? Right there. Barely even see the cutting of his shirt. This part a little bit darker. That a little bit baggier. Have you watched the new Mortal Kombat movie? No, I haven't had time to. I've wanted to. Again, like, I have so little time to myself. It's like, oh man, I want to watch it so bad. I have HBO. I have it too. So like, all I have to do is actually just watch it. So, uh, It's been sitting there in my recommendations for a while since it came out. So whenever I get a chance, I do want to actually watch it. Make this a little bit puffier since it's a motorcycle jacket. Motorcycle jackets are thick. Same thing goes with the Snyder cut of the Justice League. I'm sure it's still not, you know, an S tier movie, but I do love me superheroes. Alright. Oh, his boots. He needs his boots. Thick combat boots. And I don't know if I had him wear gloves, and I may have to resize his hands anyway. Yeah, let's make his hands a little bit bigger. That in turn is going to make the gun bigger, but we can always scale that down later. Because that is a massive gun right there. What the heck? I now understand why I should have done this on 2 separate layers. Like I have done before. I don't know why I decided to change things now. Well, you live and you learn. It's running for long hours, but the movie is great. Nice. That's good to hear. Maybe I can convince myself to actually watch it, knowing that people seem to be enjoying it, and I feel like I won't be wasting my time if I dedicate a few hours to it. What I do need to do is find a way that I can watch the movie and draw at the same time. That way I can be prevented. What? Was that a pistol? Yeah, it's a pistol. I'm gonna have to resize it because that's massive. But It is dystopian futuristic, but I just went with a simple revolver style. Mm, may not be too bad on size. There are some pretty large revolvers. Kind of looks like his eyes are bulging. Gonna have some hair peeking through. Oops, that's the eraser. So he normally has pretty wild hair. Don't know if I wanted to have a side part or a middle part. Something of the sorts like that. I want to go back here and like essentially kind of darken his mouth area. Oh, that's bad. Okay, that'll work. I just couldn't see his mouth and the blue lines that I had made. Alright. Notes to self before I finish up, because I have been streaming for a little while now, and I still need to get to bed. Before I have to wake up early and go to work. Let's see. Let's go 1. Pistol reference. 2. Check. Foot. Perspective. I think it might be cool if like I show like an enemy here being kicked. Like if he's kind of like folded over, like and his arms are like here, kind of giving to the idea that he's being kicked in the gut or the knee. I don't know. 3. Make over all thicker, because he is pretty thin, and I need my main character to be a little more muscular. I mean, this could be him before he got all muscular, since he is a computer geek at the start of the story. Other than that, I think we got the sketch done. That figuring out the pose took a lot longer than I was expecting, but I think we made a lot of progress, and oops, I dropped my stylus. But let's go ahead and save it, and we should be wrapping up here. Once again, thanks everyone for coming out. It was a blast to be chatting. Thank you all for giving me something to keep my mind busy on as I draw. Always fun to talk with you all. And before I save as, I need to save my project as a PNG so I can put it on Twitter. Again, if you also have a Twitter or any other social media, well, mainly Twitter, be sure to add me, and I would love to see your art. Good night, cutie patootie. It was a blast getting to know you, and I will hopefully be streaming tomorrow. But again, schedule is very erratic, so I will hopefully see you next time. And with that, because I suck at outros, I am just going to end.